Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Super Metroid YPR, and finally into the wreck ship. Took a while to get here, but I finally made it, and now comes something that is a lot more acceptable, I believe, than actually finding the way into the wreck ship, because there is much more, well, not much more, sort of like a loop that I did do after I checked these things, because they're very suspicious. So over here, kind of looks like, oh hey, Phantoon's right here, which would make sense and all that, but not quite. Instead, we are in Red Crateria. Of all the things I could have used, he changed palettes pretty much everywhere else and left in Red Crateria. I would rather have had normal palettes everywhere else, and Red Crateria changed. I do not understand the appeal of this tile set. It's a palette, whatever, but anyway, it's kind of obvious there's stuff up here. I mean, it's a bit, if you're expecting a Phantoon like I was, it's like, this is unusual. I mean, you expect Phantoon, and then you get Red Crateria. But even Phantoon's palette is a bit strange. So yes, there is indeed a bomb spot. And spikes. Drop you right onto those. And I could just jump on them. And these guys jumping out of the spikes for no real reason other than to hit you and deal more damage. Now why that isn't there, I don't know, but it's okay. So here is where the loop sort of thing begins. Yes, there's a thingamajigger here. Which you have to use to break the floor. Now this, I kind of compare to getting to the wreck ship in the first place. There's an obvious thing here that ends up just taking you back around. Now the thing with the wreck ship is you have no idea how to get there. There's just speed boost blocks hidden really well that you can't see. It's just if you happen to find them, oh hey, you need to go there. And you have to find them. That's the big issue with that. Because you can, like I went through Meridia, you can go through a lot of Brinstar, you can go through a lot of Norfair. I mean, at this point, people are probably going to Crocomire, thinking that's where they need to go, which it isn't. So yes, on the way down to Meridia. Now, the thing with this is, right now I am stuck in the wreck ship. I can't go back out because of gates, and there were speed boost blocks. I couldn't break that way anyway. Yes, that is full of speed boost and grabs for a very good reason. But the thing, and I totally did not notice that right there. It's like, oh, I guess that's just a weird screen scroll. Back there is actually where I need to go. There's speed boost blocks hidden in the wall. But that I find much more acceptable than, like that I actually kind of like that it's hidden there. It's a bit too well hidden. I mean, I could have done with a little more of a visual hint there, because there really isn't one there other than the box of crabs that has speed boost around it. That is your visual hint. But it's still much better because I'm locked into this small area right now. I can't go much further. I'm saved back here. There's a couple save stations I can reach, this one and the other one I was at. I can go down here into Meridia, but my path is going to be blocked down here by power bombs. power bomb blocks, which I don't have power bombs yet. I can't really go back into the wreck ship anywhere. And there's just the loop to this Red Craterian room that I can do. So it doesn't give you a lot of place to explore. It's a small area that it just sort of traps you when it says, you're here, find your way out. Because right now I'm thinking, oh hey, I'm back in Meridia. This is, oh yeah, power bombs. I actually thought I had to be in Meridia. I had the right idea, but not quite. So yeah. You are basically just stuck in a little looping section, and that I have no issue with whatsoever, because it's, like I said, it's little. You don't have much to go through. You're going to end up finding this thing real quick, and there's a better hint for getting through this than there is actually getting to here. So, yeah, back in Red Crateria. Again, there's just some speed boost blocks in the wall. But they're not where it looks like they should be, according to the tiles looking different. It's just there's a speed boost block. Speed boost box full of crabs. And from that, you're just supposed to find the speed boost blocks in the wall, which there's really not much of a hint as to where those are. Even though there's not much of a wall there, so it's not like you're bombing 15 screens worth of wall. So this I actually find much more acceptable and better design. So here I'm thinking, well, couldn't go that way, must be something here. But all this does is take you back to where you were. So like I said, there is not much you can explore. There's not much you can do. It's like, it's just eventually, and not too long, you're going to end up finding your way through. Or finding out where you have to go. Because I got the speed boost the first time, that last time, but you actually have to do a shorter charge. You kind of have to do a stutter step to do it. You can't just hold the direction and then press run a couple steps later. You won't charge the shiny spark in time. So it requires a little bit of a trick, which probably should never be required for actual advancement and a hack. Like for 100%, sure. Throw one item in there that requires a stutter charge. So without Phantoon, without going looking around the place, I just try to find my way around. I'm just going, because I'm a little confused. I was in Meridia, then there was the back entrance to Meridia. I'm like, oh, maybe I really should be in Meridia right now, and there really is nothing in the wreck ship that I should be doing yet. Which is not the case, but it won't take me too long to figure that out. The door is locked until... And here, I probably... Now that I exited the room, the gates are closed. I think I mentioned this in the last video. I could have probably shine sparked up the gates. So I probably could have got charged right now. But again, that never crossed my mind how to do that. Or to use the gates in that manner, so... So yeah. Once again, I get to a new area, sort of like Meridia, and there's like nothing I can do, so I'm a little bummed out about this. It's like I finally get new places and it gets me nowhere. And so my first thought, which is pretty stupid, is to get out of the wreck ship. Because of course I don't really remember the old speed boost blocks that I got up into the wreck ship with. So I'm like, well, I can't get through either of these gates. This is just wonderful. I'm like, I can't get the Shine Spark charged, so... So I'm trying to glitch the gate for no reason whatsoever. And failing miserably at it. Failing very, very miserably. I'm like, whatever. It kind of hit me that it's like, oh wait, I Shine Sparked up into here. That's not going to work that well. Getting out. So this is why this is much better and much more acceptable design, because I am stuck within 5 rooms, 6 rooms maybe. And that's all I can explore, and I can't even explore all of this room. So eventually and pretty quickly, it's not going to take too long, I'm going to end up discovering what I need to do. So this isn't too bad. I've got just a few rooms. It's not like I'm able to go through all Brinstar, Norfair, Meridia, and Crateria looking for something that was completely hidden. It's like a genius. I decided to damage boost and only successfully pulled off one. So I decide to go looking back down through here. I still don't know why is almost every pallet changed and Red Crateria is left in. I mean, people must do this just to irritate other people. It's like, why would you use this? I'm sorry if you think this is a good tile set. I just do not like it. And it's not a good tile set. But yeah, that's just my opinion on this tile set. It's terrible. It looks hideous. So, got a box full of crabs. Nothing I can do in Meridia because I need power bomb blocks. And this, like this blue rock here, if that whole thing were speed boost, it would make sense. But the speed boost blocks are up here, right above it. It's like he tried to put stuff in the most difficult place to find he could. And that is kind of annoying. And I didn't think I had it, so I stopped and got myself attacked by crabs. I mean, it's not even... if that little ledge there caught you where the speed boost blocks were, that would be much better. It wouldn't matter where in the wall because it's right there, right next to the ledge, but it wasn't quite done like that. So now that I finally got that, it is time actually to get to Phantoon. So this part was kind of obvious whenever I pull it off. There we go. It's like, oh, well, one-way path, but there's a tube up top. And this room looks awfully familiar to a room where you had to shoot things in the ceiling. And there's a missile tank hanging out here. Always good. And then for some reason that block is breakable. And not the cracked one, but oh well. And then the Hall of Pain. What takes the most deadly room in any speedrun of the original and makes it even deadlier. And then this room. This room we'll be getting to in the next video, but this is actually one of the best rooms in the hack because of how to get to that energy tank. It's actually a fun little puzzle. Because you have to speedball, or not speedball, mockball across that. Speedball would be a lot more difficult. So yes, at the moment you can't really do much about that. You have to get the room state switched over, and to do that, you have to defeat the worst paladin Phantoon in history. I don't know what in the world he was thinking when he made this palette, but I'm like, the purple is fine. The black in it needed to be changed. Like, I don't mind the flames, and I don't mind where he actually has palettes, where it's just black that's kind of really hideous looking. So yes, this is just pretty standard Phantoon fight. He's a little bit faster. Opens his flames up. Opens his flames up. Opens his eyes up, shoots flames or whatever. That part's a little bit faster. But overall, he's still pretty much the same Phantoon. You might struggle with him a little bit more. If you have trouble with Phantoon in the first place, you know, some people have. It's like everybody has one boss they're absolutely, they just struggle with. Phantoon seems to be that boss for a lot of people. So if you do struggle with him, he'll probably be a little bit tougher because... Or maybe he'll be easier, I don't know. Maybe the change will make him easier for you. But this kind of carries the theme thing on. Like, Kraid had kind of interesting with the weird water going all over the place. Phantoon is basically just faster. There's not much change with Dragon, and there's not that much change with Red Crateria. So after starting out with something really interesting for the major bosses, it kind of just, that was kind of it. Except for Crocomire, which is an absolute disaster. And there he goes. And this is actually where we'll be stopping the video at the end of this. It's been a while trying to get that energy tank in the next video, so thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next part where we do collect the energy tank and find more stuff and YPR. And we don't die.